You pull up to your friend's two-story house, nestled amongst towering oak trees that are swaying gently in the night breeze. As you step out of the car, you can hear the distant chatter and laughter of your friends, along with music that is probably playing too loudly on this otherwise quiet night. A sense of anticipation bubbles up inside you as you approach the front door. Before you can even reach for the doorbell, the door swings open, the sound from inside intensifying. "You made it," your friend exclaims, her voice barely audible over the music. She pulls you inside and you join the festivities, shedding your jacket and grabbing a slice of pizza from the overflowing pile of food on the dining table. You catch up with your friends, dance, sing together in a goofy manner, and otherwise just have a good time together. As the night wears on, the energy of the party begins to die down. The music softens to something more lo-fi, the conversations become more subdued, and there seems to be a lull within the group. Empty pizza boxes, random cups, half-finished bowls of snacks, and a flipped-over board game litter the area. Outside, the moon has risen high in the sky, casting long shadows across the lawn, and sending an almost ethereal glow through the windows. A sense of boredom begins to creep in, the excitement of the party waning. You glance around the room, seeing some people half falling asleep and others wanting to find something fun to do to rally. Someone suggests putting on a movie, but the idea is met with lukewarm enthusiasm. The energy of the party seems to be dwindling with each passing moment. One of your friends suggests telling scary stories, to which there's a little more reception. After a couple mediocre scary stories that honestly weren't that scary, a suggestion of using a Ouija board comes up, or doing a seance, but none of the things that would be necessary for that are easily on hand, so that idea dies as well. This seance suggestion, however, reminds one of your friends of a local scary story. One that was told to him when he was younger, and something they haven't thought about in a long time. Your friend recounts the local legend of an ancient cursed mausoleum located on the outskirts of town in a large, sprawling, centuries-old cemetery. He describes the mausoleum as a large, imposing structure made of dark stone with gargoyles perched on its roof. He tells of the supposed Catacomb a sorcerer who had a cult of followers centuries ago. Legend has it that he was obsessed with power, even in death, and wanted to rule in the afterlife. As he was dying, he instructed his followers to bury him in a large mausoleum, and they were to continue to spread his influence. When his followers died, they were to be buried around him so that even in death, he could rule over them. This gave him the name of the Catacomb King. Of course, naturally, as more people were buried there, it turned into a graveyard, and more people showed up to the surrounding area, creating the city they live in today. The legend says that if anyone opens the Catacomb King's coffin, he will rise and unleash a darkness that will spread from that mausoleum. After uttering the final line of the legend, your friend makes spooky monster noises to lighten the mood as he laughs. "Oh, come on," you scoff. "That's just a silly, scary story to scare little kids. You don't actually believe all of that, do you?" You roll your eyes playfully. Your friends perk up, seeing this as their way of curing their boredom and giving them something to do. They dare you to break into the mausoleum and open the coffin. You respond with vague excuses, not wanting to get caught and spend the night in jail. They egg you on and taunt you till you finally, reluctantly agree, which is met with the sound of cheers. You pile into your cars and head out into the darkness towards the cemetery, the excitement mounting with every mile. The further you drive, the more isolated and eerie the surroundings become. Streetlights become scarce, replaced by the otherworldly glow of the moon. The air grows heavy with anticipation, and you can hear the blood pounding in your ears. The cemetery gates loom ahead, their wrought iron bars twisted and gnarled with age. As you step through the gates, a sense of foreboding washes over you. The air is heavy and still, and the only sound is the rustling of leaves in the wind. Shadows dance and distort amongst the tombstones, their shapes shifting in the moonlight. You follow the winding path, deeper into the cemetery, your flashlight beam cutting through the darkness. The tombstones, some ancient and weathered, others more modern and polished, stand like silent sentinels, watching you. The mausoleum looms ahead, its imposing silhouette casting a long shadow across the graveyard. You approach cautiously, your heart pounding in your chest. With a deep breath, you and your friends struggle together to push open the heavy stone door that groans in protest. A cloud of dust billows out, and you cough, waving your hand in front of your face. Your friends smile and get riled up as they urge you to go inside, half expecting you to give up now that you're actually here in front of the mausoleum. They tell you that you need to take a selfie in front of the open coffin to prove that you actually did it and didn't check it out. As you look into the creepy mausoleum, you hesitate for a second, but only a second, as you head inside to the darkness. You are now alone. Inside, the air is thick with the smell of dust and decay. Cobwebs cling to every corner, and you can hear the skittering of unseen creatures in the darkness. Your flashlight beam dances across the walls, revealing faded murals depicting scenes of a long-forgotten ritual. You make your way through the interior, your flashlight cutting through the oppressive darkness. The air grows colder with every step, and you can feel a prickling sensation on the back of your neck, as if someone is watching you. Finally, you come face to face with the stone coffin, its lid sealed shut with centuries of grime and decay. You push against the lid with all your might, but it refuses to budge. You try again, this time using your shoulder for leverage, digging deep down for some hidden strength. With a sudden, jarring lurch, the lid gives way, sending a cloud of dust swirling into the air. A musty, ancient smell wafts out from the coffin, making you gag. You shine your flashlight around the room, half expecting something to happen. For a moment, there is nothing but silence, a deafening silence that amplifies the beating of your own heart. Nothing happened. You look inside the coffin and all there is a skeleton. You laugh, knowing that you'll prove that the legend is just that, a legend. Something made up to scare people. You pull out your phone, make a cute face, and take a selfie with the skeleton. Pleased with yourself and your bravery, you start to make your way back to the exit of the mausoleum. You make it a few steps away from the coffin, till you can no longer hear your footsteps. You can't hear anything. Suddenly, a rushing gust of wind flows into the mausoleum from outside, pushing you back as you fall down to the ground. You turn and look towards the coffin as you see a pair of ghostly, glowing green eyes gazing upon you from just over the lip of the coffin. The Catacomb King has awakened.